How are you, viewers? So welcome to PB Online Tuition. Today we are doing quadratic equations, right? And we have one question here, right? The question is saying the diagram below shows the sketch of the graph of y is equal to 3 minus 2x minus x squared, passing through A, which is here, B, which is right there, and C, which is here. Based with the same information, we have two questions to handle, giving you 4 full marks. Find the coordinates of points A and B. What are the coordinates at this point? And what are the coordinates at this point? The second question is saying, find the turning point of the graph, okay, where it is turning, okay. So in this case, we will not have minimum, but we have maximum, the point right here. Right, so to start, we'll do question, the first question, how do we go about it? It is good to note that y-axis is equal to 0 along x-axis. So along this line, y is equal to 0. So for you or for us to know the points at which the curve is touching x-axis, we must equate this equation to 0 and we solve that quadratic. So we'll end up having something like, okay, y is equal to 3 minus 2x minus x squared. So with this information, it is a quadratic equation. Y, the highest power is 2. So you can solve this using any method of your choice, but as for paper 1, it is advisable that you use a factorization method. You factorize. So how? You arrange this. So where there is y, we'll put 0, which will make this equation, when you arrange it in a nice way, this will be the first one, minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. In short, we have the quadratic equation. So with this information, you must know what A is. A is equal to -1, B is equal to -2, and C is equal to +3. Right, so to factorize, you find the product and you find the sum, hence you find the factors. Right, so how do we find the product? The product is given by A times C. So -1 times 3 will give us -3. Sum, you get the part of B, that is -2, -2. So with this information, you ask yourself questions. Which two numbers can I multiply and I get -3, and which two numbers can I add? Those numbers should be the same. And when I add them, I should get positive or -2. Two numbers in such a way that when you multiply them, the answer is -3. When you add them, the answer is -2. Right, you always don't stress, you check the constant. We have 3 there. What are the numbers that can divide into 3 without leaving any remainder? We have 3 and 1, but we have negatives. So to make it so easy, okay, -3 must be negative, 3 must be negative, and 1 must be positive, because -3 times 1, I'll get -3. -3 plus 1, I'll get -2. So with this, okay, these are the actual roots you have there. But so that you see it nicely, you fuse this into a quadratic equation. You substitute right here these two values. So you end up getting -x squared. We have -3, so -3 with x. The second one is 1. 1 is 1x. So you say plus x, then plus 3 is equal to 0. Then you factorize what is common between these two and what is common between these two. So when you check, we have negative, negative. Probably negative is common. We have x, so negative x is common. What is going to remain when we divide this into that? Okay, x and x will go, and we have 2x, so we'll have 1. So we'll have positive x. Dividing this into this, negative and negative will go, x and x will go, we have positive 3. Come to this one, what is common? There is a constant 1 there, though we don't write 1, right? So 1 is common, positive 1. When we divide this into this, we'll have x. This into that, we still have positive 3. So this and this, these two are the same. Mind you, this is equal to 0. The space is not allowed. So you get this and that. So negative x plus 1, one pair of brackets, then x plus 3, another one, then is equal to 0. Then you treat these. Negative x plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 3 is equal to 0. So at this point, you equate, you take this the other side, also this the other side. So doing this one, you have x. When you take the other side, you have negative 3. That is the root of x. The one you have right here. Okay? When you do here, x, negative x is equal to negative 1. You divide both sides by negative 1 and negative 1. Cancel, cancel, cancel. X is equal to 1. These are the values you have here. So by virtue of finding the factors of these two numbers, you would have solved this in advance. So what are the factors? What are the roots? We have negative 3 and 1. So we just erase here. Okay. So you check the graph the way it is. This side, left side, we have negatives numbers. This side, right side, we have positives. So this one, as for A1, the coordinates of point A, said y is equal to 0 along this line. So what is the value of x? So here we have negative 3, here we have positive 1. So A will be negative 3, 0, and B will be equal to 1, 0. So this is the answer to the first question. Part B, find the coordinates of the turning point of the graph. How do you find the point? When you check, if you want to know the turning point, when you check the graph, where is it turning the highest point? Okay, in other words, you can say maximum or minimum. So in this case, we have the maximum. What are the values at this point? What is the value here on the part of y? And what is the value of x here? So that you have this x here and the y at that point. So how do you know? We use the formula, right? If you want to know the point at which y is 10, for x, negative b over 2a. For y, 4ac minus b squared over 4a. You can use this formula to help you know for x or y. Or you can find for x, then you substitute right there. It's up to you. So the fact that a is equal to negative 1, as we discussed, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to 3. Get this value, substitute right here. Negative, what is b? Negative 2 over 2. What is a? Negative 1. You close. Negative times negative will give you what? Positive. So I have positive 2. Multiply this, you still get negative 2. You divide, you get negative 1. This is for x. For y, so x will be equal to this one. For y is equal to, we have 4. What is a? A is negative 1. What is c? C is 3 minus, what is B? Okay, B is negative, okay, negative 2, but it must be squared over 4. What is A? Negative 1. So you solve, you continue solving. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 minus. Negative 2 times negative 2 will have 4. So negative 12 minus 4 divided by, when you multiply this, you get negative 4. Continue solving. Negative 12, negative 4, same direction. Negative 16 over negative 4. Dividing the 2, you get positive 4. So the point or the coordinates for this one, turning point for this one, the answer should be, you start with x, negative 1, 4. So this is how you handle this quadratic. So this has been PBM tuition. Bye bye.